By now, you've probably noticed that there are a lot of goblins in the game, and in addition to them, a fair number of bugbears as well. Now in theory, this could all just be a coincidence, since goblins are one of the more popular evil, low-level enemies that a DM could traditionally throw at low-level PCs, and that's almost certainly part of it, in the context of Act 1. But the reality is that there's probably more to it than just that. When in the goblin camp, you can meet a goblin trapped in a cage, and you can actually talk to him. And if you do so, he will reveal that he is a worshipper of the goblin deity and patriarch Maglubiet, a belief that was at odds with the goblin's allegiance and seeming worship of the Absolute. What does this have to do with the huge presence of goblins in the game, you might ask? Well, Maglubiet used to be the primary deity of goblins, and this was the case for untold millennia, usually locked in perpetual war with the Orcish deity Gruumsh. But during the era of upheaval, prior to the Second Sundering, and the resurrection and reinstatement of many gods, the god Bane, the Black Lord, was enjoying a time of ascendancy, and this was perhaps the period of his greatest power. During this time, he managed to conquer and subjugate both the goblin pantheon, including Maglubiet, and the bugbear god Hruggic, and turned them into his servants. And have you noticed just how many goblins you meet, as well as bugbears? We also know that the Dead Three are behind the Absolute, and that Bane, historically, has been the ringleader of the Dead Three, leading them, with Merkel and Baal usually following his directives. And we also know that these goblins at least worship the Absolute in some traditional sense. More likely than not, there were some goblins over the previous century that had turned to worshipping Bane directly, and now have followed suit in worshipping the Absolute and are useful pawns. This is almost certainly not a coincidence. Whatever Bane has become, he took his goblin worshippers with him, and is using them for his purposes in the complot he is involved in Baldur's Gate 3. And there you have it, a little bit of new knowledge there possibly for people who are not aware. And as always, thanks for tuning in. Please leave a like, subscribe, comment, and share, as it really helps out the channel, and I'll check you out next time. Take care.